For over 25 years, Ash Ketchum was the face of the Pokemon anime. His journey to become a Pokemon master wasn't just a story, it was an era. Millions of fans followed his adventures, from Kanto to Galar, and celebrated his victories like they were our own. But now, with Pokemon Horizons introducing a new protagonist, Liko, fans are facing something really unexpected. A storyline that explores themes that Ash's anime never did, specifically family. In Pokemon Horizons, Liko's mother, father, grandmother, great-grandmother, and even her great-great-grandparents, they all play significant roles in the story. And for fans who spent decades begging for Ash's family to be explored in the anime, especially his mysterious father, this feels bittersweet, maybe even insulting to some. A lot of fans wanted to know this stuff about Ash and his family, but was this depth of family history something that Ash's story deserved but never got? Or is Liko's journey simply a reflection of a new direction for the Pokemon anime? Today we're going to do a deep dive into the heart of this debate. Let's explore why it feels like a sore spot for some fans, but also why it may not be an insult to Ash, but instead a celebration of the anime's evolving storytelling. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room, Ash Ketchum's family. From the very beginning, Ash's family life was a bit of a blank slate. We knew Delia Ketchum, Ash's unconditionally loving and supportive mother, but she's really all we knew of Ash's family. The main topic of discussion is Ash's father. He was a real enigma. Delia's casual comment about Ash's dad in the second episode, when she told Ash that his dad is a Pokemon trainer and that he'd be super proud of him, that small exchange of dialogue set up decades of speculation. Fans wanted to know who Ash's dad was, where he was, what he's doing, you know, whether we'd ever see him in the anime. But as the years went on, we got nothing. We got no reveal, no flashbacks, and only a handful of vague comments about Ash's dad that teased us, but failed to ever deliver. The only thing that fans could do was theorize about him. Is Ash's dad a character we know? Was he some legendary trainer traveling the world? Or was his absence part of a deeper narrative about Ash forging his own path without a parental figure to guide him? And hey, it's not like the desire of the fans for Ash's dad's backstory was unwarranted. Finding out more about Ash's family, his father, could have added a real emotional layer to his journey. It could have been worked into the story in so many interesting ways. For example, imagine Ash meeting his father during a climactic battle, an older trainer who challenges Ash, with Ash not knowing that he's battling his own dad, only for the big reveal to come at the end. Or maybe Ash finding out that his father was a powerful aura wielder, explaining why Ash can wield aura and helping him train it. Or even Ash learning that his father gave up on his own Pokemon dream, which would inspire Ash to not follow in his footsteps and never quit. There's so many different paths that the writers could have taken that would have fitted perfectly into the story. A story that always leaned on themes of perseverance and passion and relationships. But the anime chose not to ever go that route. Ash's father remained an unanswered question, a mystery that fans carried for over 2 decades. Like a snowball growing larger and larger and larger as time went on, as fans theorized more and more. Not knowing Ash's dad just became bigger and bigger as the anime progressed. Now fast forward to the new ongoing Pokemon Horizons anime. Liko's story is doing the polar opposite of Ash's story. Sure, we started with mystery regarding Liko's family, but that quickly turned into clarity. Liko's mother and father appeared early on, grounding her character in a strong familial foundation. And that's not all, dude. Liko's pendant was a mysterious heirloom from her grandmother, who we soon met too. And that pendant connects her to 2 characters called Lucius and Rystal, who we recently found out are Liko's great-great-grandparents. And what's really significant is that all of these characters, all of Liko's family, they're not just background lore. They're integral to the story of Pokemon Horizons. They drive the entire plot, they drive Liko's character. It's not an exaggeration to say that Liko's story wouldn't exist without her family's involvement. Liko's great-great-grandfather, Lucius, the ancient adventurer. Liko's entire journey, her goal is based around him and finishing what he started. Her great-great-grandmother, Rystal, helps her along the way. Liko's mother was the reason that she got involved with the Rising Volt Tacklers. Liko's grandmother Diana is a massive inspiration to Liko. She really wants to finish her grandma's research. Liko's family are so utterly integral to this story. Liko's journey isn't just about becoming stronger or catching Pokemon, it's about understanding her place in a larger narrative, one that spans generations. The larger narrative being her family. It's exploring Liko's identity and her growth through the lens of family family, and through the lens of her family's legacy and the responsibility that comes with it. For some fans of Ash Ketchum, fans who desperately wanted this level of family depth for him, what's happening with Liko in Pokemon Journeys can feel like a little bit like a slap in the face, you know? It's as if the Pokemon anime is saying, look, here's everything you wanted for Ash for 25 years, but it's for someone else. And those fans are probably thinking, well, why does Liko get a detailed family tree spanning generations in a complex story, while Ash's dad is still a blank line on his birth certificate after 25 years? And let's be totally honest here, part of the frustration is that Ash's story was so long and so beloved. He was the face of the franchise for over 25 years. He was so many people's childhoods. And after decades of investment, a lot of fans felt like Ash deserved more. His lack of family detail wasn't just like a little missing puzzle piece. It became a glaring omission from his story. We explored almost every facet of Ash's life, his personality, his character. The one big missing thing was his family, especially when Ash's father was being teased more and more and more throughout the years. From interviews to special episodes to a movie, all of this really made fans think that the writers were slowly building up to a huge reveal. And after decades of that anticipation, after decades of waiting, I can't really blame some fans for being disappointed that it all led to nothing. But here is where we really need to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective. Is Liko's detailed family story really an insult to Ash? Or is that a totally unfair statement? Let's dig deeper into why this approach makes sense for Liko, and why I feel that Ash's story didn't necessarily need it. First off, it's really important to understand that Ash's story was fundamentally different to Liko's story. Ash's journey was never about family or legacy. His story was a coming-of-age tale about discovery, growth, forging his own path. He started the anime as a clueless kid who didn't even know how to be a trainer, and he ended as the world champion. It was a symbol of hard work, determination, and Ash's love for his Pokemon. His biological family wasn't the focus at all, because the real focus was on his bonds with his Pokemon and his friends instead. I mean, think about it, Ash's strongest relationships weren't tied to blood at all. They were fully tied to his journey. Pikachu was way more than just his partner. All of his Pokemon were way more than just Pokemon. Misty, Brock, Dawn, Go, Serena, and all the others, they became his support system. And all of these characters together formed his new family without being blood related. Ash didn't need to uncover some grand family legacy or history to derive his journey, because Ash was creating his own legacy, his own history. Liko's story, on the other hand, is centered almost entirely around family and legacy. From the pendant to her ancestors, her journey isn't about starting from scratch. It's about uncovering what came before her. Pokemon Horizons is built around themes of history, heritage, and the responsibility that comes with being part of something bigger than yourself. It's about how Liko fits into that legacy and continues that legacy. Her story is almost the opposite to Ash's. Where Ash created his own path, Liko is following in the footsteps of her ancestors, piecing together their stories while shaping her own to continue it. It's a really fresh perspective, one that reflects like a totally different tone for the anime as it evolves. And these themes of family and legacy are central to Horizons in a way that they never were to Ash's anime. So does Liko's family-centric story diminish Ash's legacy? Is it an insult to Ash and his fans who wanted to know Ash's family for decades? My answer is absolutely not. I don't think it diminishes Ash, I don't think it insults Ash. As a matter of fact, I genuinely feel like it highlights just how versatile the Pokemon anime has become. Ash's story was one of individual growth and universal appeal. It didn't matter where you came from, anyone could relate to Ash, because his journey was about chasing dreams, overcoming challenges, starting from nothing and building something. Ash didn't have some crazy family line. He didn't have some famous or powerful or legendary ancestor who paved the way for his journey. Ash did all of it himself through hard work and determination. And that's the message of Ash's story. Ash's father, his grandfather, his great-great-grandfather, they're just not important to what his anime was. On the other hand, Liko's story is fully rooted in family and legacy, and in that way it offers a new generation of fans something totally different to what we got before. A story about belonging and identity and family and legacy. And that's not necessarily better or worse than Ash's story. It's just different, you know? Fundamentally different. Liko isn't better than Ash because we know her family tree, and Ash isn't better than Liko just because his family tree isn't important. Ash's lack of a detailed family story isn't a failure. Really, it's a testament to the strength of his character and the universality of his journey. And Liko's rich, detailed family narrative isn't an insult to Ash. It's just a different kind of story, one that suits the themes of Horizons way more than it suited Ash's anime. It's all just down to personal preference in what kind of stories you prefer. Because at the end of the day, the Pokemon anime isn't all about one story, it's about many stories. They're all different in their own ways. So overall, instead of seeing Liko's detailed family as an insult to Ash or disrespectful towards him, it's better to view it as a reflection of the different stories the anime wants to tell. All different stories, all different approaches have value, and none of them diminish each other. So instead of hatefully comparing them, we should be celebrating how the Pokemon anime has continued to grow and evolve. Because at the end of the day, Ash's story paved the way for Liko to explore new themes of family and legacy. And in turn, Liko's story is a testament to how far the anime has come. So what do you think? Do you agree with any of the points I said, or do you disagree? And in general, do you wish Ash's family had been explored more? Let me know in the comments below. Don't get me wrong, I'd have loved to have seen more of Ash's family, but I also totally understand why it wasn't necessary and why Liko's situation is different. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video essay. I know this is really different to the kind of content I normally make, but I really enjoyed doing this, dude. It feels good to delve in a bit deeper, you know? Join our Discord server using the link below for more discussions like this. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching, and best wishes until we meet again.